What's up guys, Manny from Motomillion, and it's time for more carbon. I say more carbon guys, and I know R1M comes with plenty of carbon, but there's still some plastic pieces on this bike, and the direction that we're going with this bike, I think, is to change all the plastic parts to carbon, and if we need a livery, we'll do the paint work afterwards. And I know this upper tank cover like this, we have it in carbon. It's going to need some paint work. I'm going to leave those things to last because we want to think about exactly what we're doing with the paint. And if you guys watched the last episode, we had taken the bike apart and we had put our carbon fiber front fairing back on with our Rizoma mirrors. Before I put it back together, we have access to some of these plastic pieces that I'm talking about. And it's this piece right here, which we call the electronics cover. It sits right by your ECU. It covers the wiring harness. And it's a pretty simple swap. And it's held on here with the plastic. It comes off just like this. And we just pull it out. And if you take a look, full 6 already has some padding. That the stock piece has it on there. And right here, push the pin in, and that's pretty much it. And I think this piece is a very tasteful piece if you're not going all carbon with your bike, or if you have an R1 that is a painted model or the 50th anniversary as you saw. This is one of the only dull plastic pieces that are on there, and it looks great against a painted panel as well. We had to pull this panel off because we didn't have to for our previous work. And let me just get it off of here. And then we'll put it against our carbon fairings. Fairly easy. So I think it's fair to say we just got to remove these rubber grommets off of it and transfer them over. And this is going to be our carbon piece. It's by Full 6 Carbon. As you see, it's almost one-to-one replica. I don't know if you guys watched the previous videos, but I mentioned these stickers. For whatever reason, you could only order one side from Yamaha. The other side is not listed. I'm going to try to salvage these off. I'm not too confident that I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know if I should remove them now or maybe go to a graphic shop to see if they could just copy this so that we put it on the bike, but I'm still going to give it a try. I think we're ready to put it on the bike. I'm going to remove this piece too. You don't have to have this off to remove this tank side piece out, but I'm just going to do it just so we get this out of the way because this is really simple. It's just a simple swap. And this is our carbon tank side piece from Full 6. And this just goes right on as the stock piece comes off. It should slide right in. And that's done. Now we're ready for our side panel. This goes behind here. Now, remember I said that I had to make a modification. Let me show you these pieces. So there's 2 fairing pieces that cover the right side of the bike. We have this module here. I think it's one of our lap timer modules. So this piece, we call the instrument cluster cover, has a cutout on the R1Ms. And the R1s don't have it, and the Full 6 pieces don't come with this cutout exactly for the R1M. And this fits just like this over here. And it's also clips into your other part that goes on top right here, which goes in pretty much like this on your bike. So Full 6 has a piece. So Full 6 will sell these separately, but also they have this piece that's here that's integrated. But the only thing is, like I mentioned, they don't have the cutout, which is not a big deal because it's a fairly simple shape to cut out. Off camera, I already modified this piece for myself. It's a fairly simple cut. All you do is you place this factory plastic piece into here like this, you make your lines, and then don't forget this won't fit 100% because it's the same piece or the same shape. So you got to take into account, you probably have to cut a little more, but that's not a bad thing. I think I would actually like to cut less, try it on the bike and just widen it or make the cut bigger as I go. And let me show you with the final shape that I ended up with. And right here, guys, so basically that piece that I showed you, I cut it out to this shape as much as possible. And if you look, compared to this piece, the cutout's already made. It took me maybe 5 minutes with trying it back on the bike and making it nicer, but I don't think it's a difficult thing for anyone who has some sort of a mechanical ability, you know. You just need a little bit of steady hands and you don't want to rush this. But now it's time to put this piece on the bike. And there you go, guys. So the right side's done. Let's get on to the left side of the bike. This is a little easier. Now this is our right side instrument cover piece. I'm just going to test fit it real quick. Just want to make sure that's going to fit easily. And this side fits on much easier just because we don't have that module in here. Perfect. All we gotta do is we gotta put our bolt back in. It lines up pretty good too. Perfect. Now all that we got to replace is our left tank side panel piece. And I'm doing this afterwards to show you guys that you don't have to have these side panels out to replace these pieces. Just push it forward. Comes right out. Place this piece right here. There we go. Before I put the tank side panels on, I think I'm going to try to get this thing off. I'm going to apply a little bit of a heat. The only scare that I have is that sometimes these decals or stickers are too thin, and when you try to peel them off, they just start stretching. But let's give it a try. Let's see how easily this thing comes off. If it comes off at all. Yeah, I feel it stretching already. Yeah, I'm not going to give it a try, guys. I feel it stretching already, so I'm just going to let it be. What we'll try to do is we'll try to either order the decals through Yamaha online. I cannot seem to find the left side. I only find the right side. But as I mentioned, it might be that both sides are coming together. Before I mess with this any further and ruin things, let me just put the side panels back on and get the bike into the ready to ride form. This is a good time to clean the fairings. Unfortunately, these fairings chip so easily. I already have a few rock chips and the bike only has, what, 200 miles on it? 300 miles, I think, at the most. In one of the episodes, we're gonna be visiting my friend Albert's shop, who does PPF on some very high-end vehicles. PPF is paint protection film. And he's offered to put PPF on some of our bikes over here so that you guys can see the process. And that should be coming soon. I don't know when exactly, but we'll get to it as soon as we have a little bit of a free time. think that was our final bolt, guys. Before I let you go, I'm gonna clean up some of these wiring pieces that are here now, and we're gonna change our lever blade to our TWM low drag lever end on this beautiful 19 RCS Corsa Corta master cylinder, and then we'll be done. And to show you guys, this is our TWM lever blade. If you guys are not following along our SP2 build series, we put this one on our SP2's master cylinders as well. What it does is it has a low drag lever end. If you watch MotoGP, you'll see that this lever from here on looks fairly similar because they use the same levers on their bikes. It's a little more aerodynamic touch. If you guys want the full story, it's on our SP2 video. And TWM gives us the new bolt for it. Also, don't forget this clip. This clip comes off of this stock lever blade. We're just going to put it in. It's a simple swap. So that was a simple swap with this lever blade. The TWM lever blade, other than just this low drag lever end, the ergonomics of it are much better, especially if you're used to riding with levers that have this profile on it. Because if you take a look at this Brembo lever, it gets skinnier, not something that I prefer, especially with my gloves on. I really like the ergonomics of this lever blade. But that's it, I think, guys. The bike looks fantastic. I thought, I'm going to be honest, that it was going to be too much carbon, especially with this blue sticker missing over here. But since this is an R1M, I think it's very fitting, because I think it should have came with all these plastic parts and carbon, since the bike has so much carbon to begin with. Don't forget though, we're still going to be doing a livery on this bikes. If you have any suggestions on the liveries, please let us know. We're listening. We still haven't made a decision, and I would love to get some inspiration maybe from your livery idea. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, guys, have a good one.